All right, guys, what is up? Tyler Rodriguez here from Photo Booth 101 University Podcast. I am here with Drew and Hans. Welcome to, I think this is like the 12th episode by now, right? Number
Dude,
12?
I lost count. I
Wow,
think
we got to count. We're going to go back and count, but welcome, guys. And thank you if you guys have tuned in already. Thank you for being a supporter. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And let's get ready for this podcast. So, we want to start this off with a banger, guys. We love you guys, like I said, and we'd like to hear your questions. So, keep on asking them, guys. We have a question right here from Rudy Pimtel 5128. I'm sorry if I botched that one. So it's Rudy Pim Metal 5128. We'll post a question like we did last time. It says, "Hi guys, thanks for another great video. My question is, I've been pretty consistent getting events with my photo booth business in Tucson, Arizona. Smile Arizona Photo Booth LLC. Shout out to you guys. I try to take a lot of photos of my setup, venue, and action shots of the booth while in use. However, I dread the task of putting all my content together to post on social media. Do you guys do all this work yourselves, or do you have an app or company you could recommend to automate this process? Thanks, Rudy." Rudy, I want to say that most likely there is a software out there. I'll let the guys answer this one, but I like to do it myself, honestly. Is nothing better than doing the work yourself. I know it's a lot of work. Yes, social media itself is another job, and I'm big on the marketing thing. I like to do it myself, but what do you guys think?
Um, I, we just talked about CapCut last episode. I would like to say that there's a business part of CapCut. It just says a business tab. I'm not sure if you got to pay for it or not, but it's not super expensive for the business option. It's like $6 or $7 a month, and it gives you a little bit more freedom to like be able to do stuff for your business. But you literally look at templates that are already pre-made, and they have their own little business like videos, and then it just tells you like instead of using these videos, obviously your pictures, you just add your own, and then it auto generates it to whatever beat or song they have, and then I post that. So I've done that a couple of times. Also CapCut is pretty good. Like if you grab a song, what I like doing is grabbing a song or and downloading it, then CapCut will do like a beat like a generator where like it listens to the song and it tries to put the beats and marks them for you, and then you could put pictures to the beat so it looks a little more professional. Those are two things. CapCut I would recommend if you want to do it yourself but have some help. I know there's like people out there that will do marketing for you, and there's companies that do marketing for you. When I first started, I know I was looking into Event Hawk, but it was just too expensive for me. But now I got really good at it, and I have no need for them. But I mean, there's companies out there that will help you do like marketing.
Yeah, my advice here would be, I mean, unless you have a lot of money, then go for it. If your time is worth more than it is to make a social media post, then pay for someone to do it. But here's a solution, I think. Imagine if you could, well, it's not imagining, you can literally get all of your posts for the month scheduled out in one day. So if you want to take a day to get all your content ready, you can schedule on Facebook, you can schedule on Instagram. I know there's like websites to do that. I know that for a fact because Monse has a PR background, and she would have like Instagram day or whatever, where she's doing all the posts for the company. So if you want to just sacrifice maybe, 4 hours, 5 hours one day and get all your posts done and ready for the month, that way you don't have to worry about it.
It just automatically generates.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I want to like if you're watching this video, why? He didn't really say why he doesn't want to post, right?
No, he didn't say he didn't want to post. It just
He
says
did say so. I'm not sure. I think she said, they dread. Okay, says, however, I dread the task of putting all my content together. So basically,
but why?
They don't like putting the video together. Maybe they don't like setting everything up and going on their phone doing it. Maybe they have, we don't know them much, but if you are listening out there, and we don't know, you have a 9 to 5 schedule. If you're busy, you have children, and we don't know. But if you do, like Drew said, just set up everything, have a day where if you have some free time, at least dedicate at least one post a week. If you're really, in that need that you can't post much, 1 or 2 posts a week, do it on a Monday morning before you go to work, or a Friday night while you're just getting ready to go to bed. I always do that. I'll be laying down, at the end of the day, most of us Americans in this world today are on our cell phones at nighttime like this, at nighttime on our cell phones. So why dedicate a couple minutes? To me, making a video doesn't take any more than 10 minutes, because I'm pretty good at it now. Or if not, just instead of just editing videos and stuff, just like Hans said, just put music behind the background and just post it, or just do pictures. A lot of people do like pictures with hashtags too. Just post pictures with hashtags. That's my best advice to you. And I'm glad that you have a photo booth business. That's number one. So I'm glad you started. You'll get used to it. That's all I gotta say.
Let's do this. If you're watching this, let us know why. Like, is it time? Is it just you're not tech savvy? I'd like to know why, because I don't know about you guys. I love posting.
Yeah,
I enjoy it so much. I love getting creative. There's nothing like putting something out to the world and then seeing the feedback, whether it's in views, comments, and likes. I know it's like, oh, attention, but it's like, it's good to see that. And it's really motivating. I think, I don't know. I think it's a good idea for every photo booth owner to do it themselves until you
to me, it's like a hobby. I don't know. I see it like a hobby. It's fun. It's actually something I like to do. It's like when people ask me, what do you like to do in like your free time? I like to edit my business videos for my photo booth business.
Yep.
And they're like, really? That's what you like to do? I'm like, yeah, I love it. It's something that, and myself, you and Hans could agree, we have a passion for this. You have to have a passion. You have to love what you do. So for you to say that, and I'm not being rude, but for you to say that you dread doing your videos, it's like basically a slap in the face to your business. That's how I put it,
Because totally. If you dread that, what about the things that you should dread? Like
I dread setting up my photo booth sometimes and putting it up and putting it in my car. And I live on the third floor of my apartment building. So having to bring my photo booth down the stairs to my car, that's the stuff I dread. I like when I get to set up my photo booth at the venue, see the customers, make videos of them having a great time, because I'm making $500, $600, $700, $800, sometimes $1,000 watching people have fun and eat food. So I get to record all that.
I dread doing taxes. I dread
that too.
Dealing with customers that like sometimes you can tell are just window shopping, but you got to treat everyone as if they're going to pay. Yeah. I dread, like you said, man, the prep work that can translate. We can go follow through
making contracts and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. The business part, the real business part, the making the videos and the content and the Instagram posting, that's the fun part.
You get to tell the world like, hey, this is what we do. This is what we're about.
Yeah, but this is all those hours of work that I just did prior, all the contracts, the setup, the takedown and stuff, now gets to turn into one big video. Is basically like a reward for what you did. Like it's like a paycheck for your hard work that you just put into it.
Yeah. You know what's wild? I literally made a video for Photo Booth 101, and I kid you not, I was like, I want to try to make a video. Hold on. I want to try to make a video in 5 minutes. And I literally had it uploaded. Sorry, my wife's calling. I already know she's an answer. What are we eating for dinner? But I literally made a video in 5 minutes, like filming it and posted it in 5 minutes. And it's just like, if you're dreading, again, back to what she's saying, if you're dreading the content, well, maybe try to find a way to make content that you do enjoy. Maybe something that is easy to do if it is a time thing, or, like I said, I think the easiest videos to post, literally just you talking about your business. Like, look at this is what you're going to be renting. This is what it looks like. You don't need to do any edits.
Or you like you said, instead of maybe obviously something like Hans said, paying somebody to do it, like paying like a high-end company to do it. Most likely you probably have nieces, nephews, maybe a cousin, a brother, a sister, somebody who's out there who's young, who likes social media. Pay them a couple dollars to do it. People who can't, maybe a teenager who can't work on the books yet. Those kids know social media more than someone like myself, Drew, and Hans. They know the computers like their pinky toe. Like, so just hire them, pay them like $15 a week or something like that to do it, or $20 a week, or I don't know, even like $50 a week. I don't know, whatever you could afford.
And like, look, if you have money if you're watching this and you have money to do it to social media, use that money to get leads. I'm just saying, if you are going to waste money, not like waste money, but if you're going to use money to pay someone for social media, then you better have a budget for Google. You better have a budget for Facebook and Instagram ads, because those are going to bring money into your business. The social media is not like instant, so that's just what I'm saying.
And again, guys, we're not coming at her or what they posted. We're not coming at them. We just want to show you guys that there's a passion. You have to have a passion to be in this business, in any business. You have to have a passion, like Hans with the mechanical bulls, Drew with the photo booth, myself with the photo booth, Hans with the photo booth. you have to have a passion. You have to love everything you do from start to finish, from A to Z. So, we're so glad that you commented, and I hope you comment more. It's great. Sometimes some of this podcast has to get, a little confidential, like a little tough sometimes. So
Yeah,
definitely just post. It's fun. It's good. You trust me. Just listen to us and you'll be where we're at. Just post. But I think we're going to commercial break, right?
Yeah, Tyler, you got to go, huh?
Are we still on?
Yeah, we're gonna go. So we're gonna go to commercial break. Tyler's leaving. He got some stuff to do, so it's gonna be Hans and I for the rest of the podcast. Real quick, sponsor Photo Booth 101. Thank you for sponsoring to the commercial. Woo! Welcome to Photo Booth 101, where you can buy a photo booth, we can ship it out to you, or you can come into our store. Photo Booth 101. All right, you guys, we are back to the podcast. Thanks again, photobooth101.com for sponsoring the video. Now, Hans, we're going to be talking about you guys. We're going to discuss adapting to things that happen when you're running an event. Because if you think you guys, if you're watching this and you think that you buy a photo booth, every single event's going to be the same and you're not going to run into issues, you're wrong, because things happen. So, Hans, what's one thing you've learned to be ready for and prepared for when you're going to an event, just in case?
One of the main things that jumps out at me, man, is electricity and like power reliability, especially if you're at an event where there's a DJ and they have that dancing on the clouds things. Have you seen that dancing on the clouds things where like it's like clouds on the bottom of the dude, that thing wastes like it pulls so much electricity. So much electricity. And we were at we weren't at a venue. We were like at a ranch house or something, and it was pulling so much electricity that it kept knocking out my power, and my photo booth kept going off. So I had an extra extension cord, and I told the DJ, I was like, "Hey, man, this outlet was for me. You plugged into it, so I'm gonna give you this extension cord. I don't know, I don't care where you grab it, but do it from a different like circuit or outlet, be prepared for that, because if you have no electricity, you have no lighting. If you have no lighting, you're not gonna have any good pictures. So just be prepared for that. Also have like a jackery or like a power box, and that's a good time. Like if you brought it just in case, it only takes like what, like this much space.
Yeah.
If just bring it just in case, especially if you're not using it, it wasn't rented out at another event, just bring it. And then, if the power keeps going out, like, guess what? You could upcharge, like, hey, I got this. If you want to continue, like, we're going to need this. It's $100, So
that's great. Power is everything, because without the power, there's no photo booth.
Exactly.
For me, a thing to bring to just to be on your toes, because it will happen, is bringing extra lighting. Even though we don't use extra lighting, I bring it, because if you have an iPad photo booth, right, if it's a ring light, sometimes during transportation, maybe it gets dropped, and if you don't have lighting, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. And it blows my mind. I see it happen so often. Every once in a while, someone will be like, "Oh, like, my ring light's not turning on." It's like gotta relax and be prepared, because literally $90, you can go on Amazon, get extra lights, LED bars. And if you don't have proper lighting for your photo booth or any lighting, the photos will look terrible, and you're probably going to end up having to give someone a refund. And then next, it's a big one: internet. Never ever rely on your customer's Wi-Fi. They may tell you we have 13G LTE 30 bar high speed fiber optic internet, but like, they may put you outside where that internet doesn't reach. So you're better off bringing your own, whether it's your iPad with cellular or a hotspot device. And one thing that Marty, Marty from our LumaBooth group chat, he was preaching to bring a hotspot. A router. Yeah,
router. I have it.
Are you buying? Did you buy the one that he recommends?
You bought exactly the one he recommended.
And how's that working for you?
It's like $25 from last time, I think, dude. So this is the thing. It's a router. It's not an internet thing. So it lets your photo booth and your computer communicate. So it's perfect for prints, because there's no interference. It's just a router that's letting your iPad and your computer communicate, so it could print. So if you're having problems with your hotspot because it keeps dropping, the router won't drop. It's in a steady connection. It's just not connected to the internet. And you just tell the guest, like, hey, like, I got this this router right now is gonna let me print, but you'll receive your link with all the pictures, the digital, like, when I get internet. That router, man, if you don't know, I don't know what Marty's website, but like I went on his website and got that exact same router and it hasn't failed me.
I think it's photobooth.info.com.
Oh, there you go. Shout out
Something
to
like
him.
that. I'll post it in the description. That dude, that guy, he's like I like sometimes I'm like, is he real? Because like he gives out so much information, Marty. So again, I'm gonna leave Marty's website link. I just like I'm blown away with the help this guy got. Is he joining again?
I returned. Look at me.
I love how you're sideways. But no, real quick, I was just gonna finish it. Like Marty has been a godsend. So if you guys are a Photo Booth 101 member and you're in the LumaBooth group chat, Marty knows LumaBooth way better than I do. I could probably say Hans, he's probably above you too, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
He knows things that like I'm pretty sure like most people that work at LumaBooth probably don't know. So Marty is the GOAT. So I'm going to leave Marty's website. A lot of technical stuff about the photo booth business. It's photoboothinfo.com. If I'm wrong, it'll be in the description. So cool. Tyler, you came back. What happened, bro? I thought you were heading off.
I'm back. I got kidnapped, man. No, I'm here, but I can't leave the photo booth business 101 podcast without you guys. So I just got let's just get it. Let's just finish this up, man. I want to be in it.
Love it. Yeah, man. We were chatting about prepare like how to be prepared for things that can happen at a photo booth event. Hans was talking about like power, making sure that you got the power situation. I was talking about internet, and then I was also talking about I mentioned one other thing, but what do you think
about lighting?
Lighting, yeah, bringing extra lighting.
Okay, so one thing, so and especially in our community, when you buy a photo booth from Drew, you will be joining this community. I'm telling you, use it. It's a good resource to have. I've seen people where something starts going wrong and they start freaking out. They're like help, help. I was like, dude, relax. What'd you forget? Like, oh, like my ring light's not working, or I forgot an extension cord, and I'm an hour away from my house. I'm not gonna make it. I was like, okay, where's your nearest Home Depot? Where's your nearest Lowe's? Where's your nearest hardware store? You know these solutions. So if you do forget something, it happens. It's okay.
Yeah.
But don't freak out and just start thinking clearly. Like, all right, like I'm just gonna have to tell this client, like, hey, it's gonna be a 20-minute delay. I'll make it up. I'll stay an extra 20 minutes. Go to Home Depot, grab extra lighting. They have lights over there. Grab, an extension cord, and always have a backup plan for a backup plan. My backup plan is, taking extra lighting, taking a jackery, taking, a generator, taking whatever. And if that fails, then my other option is knowing where all my Lowe's and Home Depots are around me.
Bro, so I'm so glad you mentioned that, dude. I was always baffled why. I was like, why do people freak out so much? And it hit me. It's most people that start off in this business have a 9 to 5. They're used to the responsibilities falling on their boss, on their company, whoever they're working for. But once you're a business owner, that shit's on you, man. That is, again, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that's why they're so nervous, is because they can't be like, oh, well, this is the company's problem. No, you are the company. So 100% be prepared, be a problem solver. The first thing you should do is, how can I fix this? So I love that, man. That, bro, what I wish everything you just said, I'm gonna put on a damn t-shirt. Just walk around with that might be the realest. Awesome. That might be the realest thing you've ever said, man.
For real, man. I think honestly, the one thing that I want to say and put in, as coming back into the photo booth podcast today is, as the event's already happening, just be more cautious on like children coming to your photo booth without their parents. I know a lot of people, and I know we've talked about this previously, don't like to be rude to the kids because, you're looking like a rude person telling them to get away from the photo booth. But I've had a lot of instances. I've had a lot of instances lately where a lot of kids are just going to the photo booth unattended. And I actually last week had to tell the parent, like, listen, your kids have to stay away from the photo booth unless you're here with them, because, they were literally taking the props and throwing them on the floor and just walking away, or they would take the props and leave to the dance floor and stuff. And the photo booth wasn't even open yet. I had just got there set up and the kids were already hovering the photo booth. So, don't be scared to tell these parents, like, listen, you have to be with your child at all times while they're at the photo booth. Because not only is it technology and they could break it, but, it's your property. You don't want it to get damaged because of a kid snorting their boogers on it and stuff like that. And they're ruining your props and breaking them. I've had instances where kids would grab props, they'd walk away with them, and I lost them. I've probably lost over $100 in props since I've been in the business. Yeah. And, it's a loss. And I understand that it's a loss, but, being able to have that control in the beginning of the party and having them under control is a huge plus for starting, especially when you're in your first or second or third event in the business.
Yeah, I just don't want to be alone with children in general. Like
a babysitter.
It's sketch. It's sketch. Someone told me, I forgot who it was, a friend of mine. This guy's blown up. He's like, this guy's making $250,000 a year in his business, and we were talking about it, and he was like, dude, I have an idea to, like, if it's like a party with kids, like, you know what I mean? He was like, I don't even know if I should say this. He was like, he'd be like, how funny would it if I just had like a shirt that had a photo of Michael Jackson on it?
Oh my God.
I'm like, bro, that's too much. No, but he told me, and this is what really changed my mind. He was like, I'm gonna cut that out. I can't put that in. That's too much. But yeah, man, that's a great point. You know, I always think we need to draw the line somewhere. And I think that's a perfect place to draw it. Like, you're hiring us for the photo booth. We're not babysitters. We're not here to watch your kids while you're over by the bar taking shots and doing God knows what. So that's great to prepare for that. And another thing is contracts. Contracts are going to save you a big headache. Again, I think a contract is good to have, not just in case what happens if they break the booth, or what happens if the photo booth goes down, or what if the internet stops. All of that should be in your contract. But a contract also goes over the event details. Like, what's the address? What time do you want us to be there? I know a lot of photo booth operators that they'll just give a booking form, and that's all they have. And sometimes people make mistakes. What if they give you the wrong address? What if it's the wrong date? So having that contract is like another fail-safe, just in case they gave you wrong info. They're going to look at it and they're like, that's not the address. Oh, perfect. What's the right address? Because on the booking form, this is what you gave us. And it's
protection for your company. You really got to protect your company, protect your brand, and obviously protect yourself, because you don't want to end up in a situation, knock on wood, where you have to go to court and actually fight for your business because you made a silly mistake by not adding the correct address on the contract. People get very, very, I don't want to say petty, but they get very, very concerned when you ruin their event. They, and it comes to the point where some people are willing to bring you to small claims court to get that $500 back from you. And if you don't have it, let's say they gave you the money prior to the event and you've already spent it, and you can't give them that $500 back, what are you going to do? You're going to have to promise them, I'll give it to you in parts or something like that. And that's another thing on your contract. You should have, if I do have to give you a refund, you're going to get it within 14 to 20 days or something like that. So at least it gives you time to, save to even give a refund if that's the case.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think those are just some ways, man, to kind of protect yourself, like legally, but like back to like the event, right? Like back to like actually being there, and like tape, gaff tape, zip ties. You'll never know. Like, you'll be surprised, man. Zip ties have saved me so many times. Like, for instance, if we have our backdrop set up and it's windy, if there's a gate or a fence, if I can zip tie the backdrop to something to give me peace of mind, I'm going to do it. Or having extra tape. Maybe your photo booth, right? Let's just say you have a deluxe booth and you drop your booth and the key breaks, so it opens. There's no way to close it. If you have some tape, you can jerry-rig it and tape it closed. Like, you just never know when you can use tape, man. I know that sounds really like basic, but like it's been clutch for us. Tape and zip ties.
And gaff tape is really strong. That's the thing, is that it's very heavy duty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So let's see what else, man. What else can we talk about? What other gems here, man, we can bring while we got Tyler still here? Let's talk about what I want to know from you guys' perspectives, right? Because I've been doing this for almost 9 years now. What do you see the photo booth business being like in the future?
That's crazy that you said that. I really talked about this with my wife actually yesterday or this morning, probably throughout yesterday and this morning. I always thought to myself, okay, what would happen if one day the photo booth business becomes so vintage and people just stop doing it? Like, that's my fear as a photo booth owner, is that what if one day it's just a trendy thing, and it can't, I can't say it is and it isn't, because I've been seeing photo booths since I was in middle school, and I'm 15 years out of that already. I feel like the photo booth business is definitely going to change, but not like change where it's going to go extinct. I think it's going to get to the point where it might get a little better. Maybe the iPad photo booth might, die out and become like a vintage thing, just how like the little box photo booths that people used to have at their parties, the DSLR ones, obviously you see are starting to fade away. People still use the DSLRs, but not as much now. People are more based now. The iPad one's pretty new. So I think the iPad photo booth business is definitely going to be around for the long run. I say 15, 20 years max. But eventually it's going to evolve. And I think that later on, eventually, people are going to, move on to something better, maybe a mirror booth or maybe something else. Like obviously you saw how the 360 has been evolving and, it's only going to get better as it goes. So what do you guys think?
I feel like the iPad photo booths are just gonna keep getting better and better. If you actually look at technology, when the cameras come out on like the new phones and the new iPads, the megapixels just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. So I feel like at one point all these DSLR camera photo booths are gonna be obsolete. They're gonna because there's not gonna be a point of getting a DSLR that could do like 24 megapixels when you have an iPad photo booth that could probably do like 16 megapixels. Like why do I need to see like the black in your in your eyes, like the iris? Like there's no need for that. Especially when you're printing them out and they're like on a strip and super small. So I feel like the iPad photo booths are actually gonna be longer out here because the cameras just keep getting better and DSLRs are just gonna die out.
Bro, I swear you were in my head right now. So to expand on that, man, I agree with you with it getting better. And if you just compare the newest iPad to the first one that came out and you're talking front facing camera, you could day and night. And it's not just the camera quality that's going to get better. It's the software. The software is going to also make the photos better too. So
now, would you say that the iPad photo booth is for like, I don't want to wish it bad because I'm in the business, but would you say the iPad photo booth is for the next 20 years, 30 years, or you think by 2040, 50, things will change? Like maybe what if Apple stops making iPads? Like we got to question ourselves as owners about stuff like this.
What I think is going to happen, I think maybe in like 10 years that it's going to be one of those things where you can buy them at like, it's going to become more available for people to buy. For sure.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be a vintage thing where eventually, you're going to rent it out at like $1,000 cost because of the fact that, it's going to be popular. It's going to be vintage.
True. It's possible. And honestly though, I try not to look too forward in the future. Obviously it's good to look ahead, but like to think that far to me, I'm like, oh, I start tripping out, but I like to do maybe like 5-year window. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 5 years is what I'm thinking. And in 5 years.
Okay. So then where do you guys think the photo booth business will be in 5 years? 5 years times.
I think personally, I think prints are going to be known as the vintage thing. And it's going to be the opposite where more people are like, oh, digital. Everyone's going to get used to the digital. And then they're going to be like, oh, let's do the prints. That would be cool. A little old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're already seeing that now.
I think it'll be good because I think as photo booth owners, we'll be able to charge more for stuff like that because we already have it while it's new. And when it's older and you still have it, as long as you still have it left in the shelf somewhere, I just think the business is going to grow. And like you said, the software is going to get better. And I know the photo booth business, there's so many techie people out there. So, I think God forbid, like the iPad, like Apple stops making the iPad, just how they stopped making iPods and nanos and all that stuff. Eventually, if they do stop making iPads, someone will come out with another tablet that has the software for a photo booth business and it'll just keep on moving. And honestly, I think it'll just get better, like you said.
Dude, what if Apple made a photo booth called the iBooth? That'd be so
iBooth.
If they made a photo booth, I don't know why. I feel like it would look like the salsa. That would look like an Apple product.
Yeah, like the salsa booth. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
that'd be dope, dude. iBooth, and they have their own software and all that. Dang. Well, I'm glad I said it because if it comes out and they make it, hopefully you
get a commission.
And then if I get paid, you guys get paid because we're doing the podcast.
Exactly. Sponsored by Apple.
Dude. Yeah, man. And again, another thing I want to talk about too. I know we mentioned it. If you guys are watching this and you're in the iPad photo booth business, never refer to your photo booth as an iPad booth. Never say the word iPad. Even though that is the brain and the whole operation of your booth, it's just not a good look to be like, oh, it's an iPad booth. Because then customers are going to be like, well, what do you mean iPad booth? I have an iPad. I'm paying you $600 to bring an iPad. So they could, if they see it in person, sometimes they'll be like, oh, is that an iPad? I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say yes. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. And then they get the experience and it's not a big deal. But it could potentially hurt you if you're gonna call it an iPad booth during the process. Selfie booth, call it a photo booth. You can call it a digital photo booth. Just stay away from the word iPad. Yeah.
So I'm guessing you saw quick tips with TKR.
You did a video on that?
I mentioned the word iPad, but it was more for like, just for like, not for the clients. It was more for like a Q&A, so I could answer questions. A lot of the people do know it's an iPad. They see it on the pictures before they even get it. They see my zoom in. So
you'll be surprised how many people don't know what it is.
Yeah, a lot of my customers don't know what it is, dude.
I did mention the word iPad. Now I feel like I gotta take that video down.
Yeah, no, dude, it's a learning process, man, and it's just one of those things. You don't want to, like, you would never, like, I don't know. I mean, you can call it an iPad, but just be prepared to answer questions. And I learned this the hard way. I get it. Promoting it.
People are probably going to be like, "Oh, but why is it an iPad? Doesn't iPad take bad pictures and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?"
But they don't know. They don't know, dude. I've seen some amazing photos, and my photo booth, my iPad booth, has taken amazing photos. I've personally have gone images out of the deluxe booth that are better than some people with the DSLR booth. It's all about knowing the lighting and knowing about the distance between the booth and the backdrop, But
yeah.
So we got a few more minutes here, you guys. I want you guys to just promote your businesses. I want you guys to get more followers. I think you guys are killing it. So Hans, man, you want to plug your rental companies, Tito Toros, and then your booth?
Yeah, absolutely. For anyone watching, Tito's Toros is probably mirrored, so you probably won't be able to see it, but it's Tito's Toros. It's on Gmail. On Instagram, IG, and then Best Photo Booths LA. Our logo kind of changed now, but this is our old logo. This is my hoodie. But Best Photo Booths LA. It's on TikTok and IG as well.
Yeah,
awesome. And
all of this in the description.
And mine is TKR_events on Instagram. Facebook is TKR Photo Booth and photography. But find me on Instagram, guys. It's much easier. TKR_events. Yeah, that's the name, man. I have a lot of followers. I'm almost close to 300 now, and I just started a few months ago. So I know it's not a lot for a lot of people, but for me, 300 is a milestone. So being able to see almost 300 followers soon is going to be great. And I can't wait because I'm setting a goal. Next year is definitely, I'm hitting 1,000 by next year. 1,000 followers by the end of 2024.
Yeah, man. Get those Facebook ads running, man, and Instagram.
Yes, that is next. I have a lot of plans next year with ads and all that stuff, etc. But one last question before I guess we end it off here. What do you guys recommend for somebody who's in the business, who wants to get into the photo booth business but cannot afford the photo booth itself? I know, Drew, you're definitely the number one person to answer this question because you made your own photo booth. How do you go about something like that? But if you're desperate, you have the drive to be in this business, but you cannot afford it in the beginning. What do you recommend?
So we got a minute here. Just make your own. Go to YouTube, type in DIY photo booth, make your own, practice, do some family events. And then once you see the feedback, that is all you need to see, then invest. Work. If you don't have money, work overtime. You have a car, guess what? Sign up for Uber. There's no excuse. There's so many ways to make money to get started.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, guys. We love you guys.
Take care. We'll see you guys next week. And again, if you guys have any comments you want us to talk about, ask them in the comment section down below.
Put it below.